My name is Alexis. So I was scared to make this video because I don't know if I'm the only one or not. Like, I don't know if this ever happened to anyone. So it's like, I know that it's going to I know it's gonna make people like chills, get them chills in their body, because now that I am 39 years old and I am in tune on how God works, it gives me chills and it gives me like nervousness and just like the amazement of being able to experience this. So when I was young, little, I don't know, like I really don't know how old I was. I don't know if I was 3, if I was 4. My sister is like 18 months. Me and her is 18 months apart. But to me, you know, growing up, it's like, okay, you 2 years older than me, right? So we're on the porch. We stayed in a 6-wall project, the Lafitte project in New Orleans. So we standing on the balcony. Now, I always been shy. I always been a quiet, like barely talk when I was younger. So we're standing, me and my sister standing on the porch. All of a sudden, I see this woman. This woman have on a uniform. This woman is familiar to me. But this woman is like, everything stopped. Everything around, it's like nobody else mattered. It's like nobody else. It was like my mind, my everything went straight to this woman that was walking down the courtyard. To me, this woman was like, it looked like she was an angel. This woman looked like she was like something you would see out of a movie. Like, it was like God was like directing me to this woman. I don't remember nothing before that. I don't remember how I got on the pool. I don't remember my life at all before that. It's like my life existed in that moment when I saw this woman. And the woman was my mother. At 3, I believe I was like 3 or 4, or probably younger than that, 3 years old. I looked on the porch and I said, "Ma." To me, that was the first time I met my mama. My mama raised me. I have never been away from my mama. But in that moment, it's like my mind registered that this was my mom at 3 years old. I have conversations with other people and they say, I asked them, do they remember the first time ever meeting their mom? And they say no. Like, they don't remember. They just know that from the time they was born, this was their mom. My mom has been my mom since the time I was born. But I remember this moment where my mama is walking up the courtyard. In my mind, it was like I was not born before that time. Like, I was here. I don't know if I was supposed to be like autistic or like mute, or I don't know. I'm saying I don't know. But what I do know is that I don't remember nothing up to that point. I was born in my, I was born the moment that I saw my mom at 3 years old. You get what I'm saying? Like, nothing, I didn't remember nothing else. It was like no one had to tell me that was my mom. Like, God told me that was my mom. She's walking up the courtyard with a uniform on. It's like I woke up. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't know I know that wasn't my first words because no one never said you couldn't talk until you was 3. You know what I'm saying? Like, no one never said none of that to me. But me, it was like I have, like, say for instance, okay, you have a personal relationship with, you know of God, right? You know of God, and you find and you get a personal relationship with God. It's like that. It's like I knew my mama, but I didn't remember my mama until I saw my mom walking up the courtyard, and instantly my mind just snapped and saw her, and it was like a angel was walking up the courtyard, and it was like God, and I instantly said, it was like that was my first words was like, "Ma," as a 3-year-old, and that was something that I could never. That was something that I never talked about until I got grown, and I actually had a conversation with my sister. And there's a lot of things that I remember, and there's a lot of things that I don't remember, and the things that I do remember is like really surprising to my sister, because it's like I have snippets of my life. I have snippets of things that happen. I have things that happen to me that was like happy things that made me, it's like emotions, something that, because I was very quiet and like to myself and like this a lot of the times, until you snap me out of that type of mindset, then I will remember how you snapped me out of it, whether it was a happy, whether it was sad, whether you startled me, whether you know, like it was different emotions that would cause me to remember that. But most of the time I was in my head. I say during those times in my life, I feel like I was with God, and I feel like God had to let me know, because I feel like I could have been still in that mindset where I'm not here mentally. I'm just, my body is here, but my mind was not here for a lot of years. And I had moments where I was snapped into where I feel like God was saying, okay, you need to know that this is your mother, or this is something that, or this or this. But it's just, that was shocking to me when you actually dilute and actually listen and sit there and like, this is something that makes chills through my body to know that this is not common. This is not something that a lot of people can say. They actually remember, like the first time my mom, I'm not adopted. My mom was always my mom. I was always present with my mom. But in my memory, my first time meeting my mom was actually knowing, I'm saying, awareness of, so I'm not going to say meeting my mom. I'm going to say awareness of, this is my mom. I saw my mom walking up the courtyard. She had on a work uniform. I looked. She had the silhouette of God was telling me that this is your mom. This is who I placed you with. Or maybe this is who you need to look after. I'm not sure. Or you get what I'm saying? She's going to take care of you. I'm putting you in her hands. And I instantly, when I saw my mom, I said, Mom? It's like the first time that I ever spoke words at 3 years old. But I know I was talking before that. But it felt like I was awakened at that moment. So if anybody can remember, like the first time they ever met their mom, like, and like I said, it's not, I was born. My mama hold me. She brought me home. She was taking care of me. All of that stuff. But it just was, that's when I remember, like, and I never met nobody that, I really don't tell this to a lot of people, but I have told this to my spouse. I have told this to my sister. I really haven't told nobody about it. But now it's starting to get to me, like, where it's like, I keep thinking about it. I'm like, wow, you know, and sometimes you get scared to talk to people about what's going on. But I know that's amazing. You know, that's something that is very shocking to hear. And like I say, I get chills just thinking about it. So just let me know if y'all ever, or you know somebody who ever had a situation that happened like that before, where God has revealed to you. Like, people is on assignment, and like, you have to know, you have to identify when God place you under somebody's care, and just acknowledging or realizing that this person is on assignment to look over you, look after you, right? Imagine you treating them bad. Imagine you being mean and evil to someone that God sent to be in your life. I wouldn't want to, you know, you're supposed to be nice. You're supposed to be a good person to everybody. You supposed to treat everybody with respect. But it's like, okay, you sent me this man. This man have been through when I was broken, was here. Never really, like, it's like, I'm saying, now that I'm looking back at it, it's like he didn't see, like, he didn't let my brokenness phase him. Like, it wasn't phased. He had some armor on him. Like, he had a shield on him to protect his mental, to protect all of the things that I would throw at him in a situation of feeling like you're just you're just the same. You're gonna hurt me the same way, so I'm gonna hurt you before you hurt me. I'm not gonna put all of my trust in you. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna do this, you know. And it was like, when God sends somebody in your life, they're gonna be there, like, through thick and thin. But you still, eventually, you're gonna realize, and God is going to come to you with your mind and your heart, and let you know what you're doing is not right. When you actually go to God and ask God, is this person supposed to be in your life? God will tell you. It's a time where I had to actually, I don't want to say argue, but I actually was like a little aggressive with my prayer, because I got to a place of feeling like I wanted out of my relationship, right? And God told me that he was here for a purpose, right? I was content with that for a little while, for like a year or two or whatever. I was content with that. But now I'm unhappy. I'm unhappy again. And it's like, okay, you have to give me something more than that. You have to give me more than, oh, he's just here for a purpose. You never told me what his purpose is. You never told me why he here, right? I'm saying, of a daughter, being honest, I'm saying, God is my father. At the same time, Father, you're not telling me, all you say was he's here for a purpose. Okay, I try to be obedient. I try to not question you. But it's been 2 years, and I'm at a place in my life where I'm ready to give up. I'm ready to give up on this relationship, right? God. But this man is still, I done said get out. I done said I'm ready to leave. I'm saying all of these things. This man refused to leave. This man refused to. This man want to be with me. And sometimes we get confused on when we're unhappy in life. So the people around us begin to, when they're not unhappy, it bothers us. What I mean by that is like, I'm so unhappy, and then I look at him, he's not fazed by nothing. So it makes it seem like you don't care. You don't care about nothing. You're sitting there with your legs crossed, you're smoking a cigarette, you're doing all this and doing all that. And to be honest with you, I know a lot of people that probably walked out their marriage. That's when you want you want that man to be your everything. And that's when God is asking you to get closer to him. That's when God is telling you, he is a human being. There is nothing that he could have said that was going to change the way that I felt. There is nothing that he could have done. Because when it's something that God has to fix, it's nothing that this man could have done. So at this moment, it would have seemed like he was just begging me. It would have seemed like he was just doing everything that he can do, and it wouldn't have been good enough, because I needed to get on my face. I needed to surrender to God. You have to surrender to God over and over again. At this present moment, I don't feel close to God at this present moment. I feel like I just feel alone, right? And when I feel alone, this has nothing to do with my spouse. This have nothing to do with my kids. This have everything to do with a personal relationship with me and God, right? So I know that Jesus has, when he was with his disciples, he had to leave them, right? They didn't want him to leave because they wanted that. Imagine being in the presence of Jesus, or, God. And it's like, it feels so good. It feels so good. You don't want that separation, right? But all of the tools and the knowledge that he have given them, now it's time for you to apply everything that he has taught you. On top of that, you have to have the heart too, right? So when I feel separated from God, it makes me hold up a mirror to myself and say, okay, I've been doing this, I've been doing that, right? It's not saying like, oh yeah, I do feel convicted. I'm just saying the things that I feel. If somebody is more and no, I go off of what God teach me. If that makes sense, I go off of my heart. I know that I can hear God's voice. I know God speaks to me. God is going to guide me, and God will send people. Like I say, people is on assignment that God has sent your way. So with that being said, is I hold up a mirror to myself, right? And I look back at myself and I say, why do you feel that way? Why do you feel like um God is separate, like y'all is not at the same? Because you have been doing things that is not of God. You are his child, right? You know things that's not of him, and you know that you're gossiping, you doing things that's not of God, and you feel like, oh, I don't feel close. Did God see it, right? I know he see it. I know he. But when God revealed himself, when I was aware of the grace of God, I was aware of the presence of God, right? I was not perfect when I was actually aware of this. And once I got aware of this, I'm like, oh my God, I curse. Like really bad because of being broken caused me to the things of the world will tarnish you. Like I said, I was so quiet, I was so innocent, and people will people of the world will cause you to become an angry person, will cause you to put up this front or this act, or like this is foreign to me. And because it's foreign to me, I am going to act in a way like the Hawk. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's something in the inside of you that's kind of like, when somebody is picking on you or somebody is messing with you, it's like my regular self is very nice, very gentle, very loving. And it's like you create this something in the inside of you. It's like, I have to protect myself. I have to protect myself. Ugh. It's so it begins to be evil. It begins to be something that you can't control. You thought you can control it. It's like a drug. It's like, okay, oh well, I'm just smoking a cigarette, or I'm just drinking just for fun. And then it goes for you to drink or smoke every day or every it's like it's something that you thought you was just doing because you was in control of it. And that's the same thing with allowing a spirit to take over something that will cause you to be been hurt somebody. Now you in jail, or somebody hurt you because of the actions that cause you to create that type of energy. And now I'm able to feel when that energy is entering into my body, when I can feel when it's rising. I never let it get to a place where, okay, I'm out of control. I don't know the level of out of control. Once I feel it in my body, once I feel it in my body, and once it get, I have to get away from that. I have to get away from that space. I have to pray. I have to talk to that person. Like, it was a time where I was a young mom, and my kids would be like I feel like they was taunting me. Like, I feel like they was doing everything to make me mad. And I used to call them out their name. And I learned that I don't want them to never allow nobody to disrespect them in that way. So my children don't even remember that I used to do that when they was younger. So what I started to do, right, is I would tell my girls, I would say, y'all making mama upset. Whenever I tell y'all, I would tell them that they getting too, I'm going to curse them out. I would tell them that. So when I get to a point of me saying that, then I told them that they need to find a way to calm down, because mama don't want to disrespect them. Mama don't want to teach them that people can disrespect them. And but that's how young they was, to where they don't remember that. Like, when I had that conversation with them recently, and I'm like, you remember da 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 da. They don't remember because I have not called them out their name, and since they was probably like 5 or something like that, because I said that I didn't want my children to allow a man to disrespect them or nobody on the street to disrespect them. So I didn't want to be that type of, I didn't want that to be that type of parent, and I say that to say there was a spirit that will rise up inside of you. And if you can't feel it or you don't know how to control it, it will control you. I began to look at myself and cry and would say, I don't want to be this angry person. I don't want to be this person. I started to ask God and work on it to change me in that area, right? So once God changed me in that area, when it was time for to have protection, my protection, right? That was my protection. I did not know, because I was, the old self of me was very quiet and very allow people to talk to me in a certain type of manner. And this other side of me would jump in and step in and back them up and say, stop playing with me, right? So now I get to a place where that side of me is gone because I prayed on it. So now I have to deal with life on my own without the angry side of me. How do I communicate with the world? How do I communicate with angry people? How do I separate myself when I see that, okay, this is not going how? So I had to learn how to do that. It's sometimes in a world where I feel that people are being sarcastic, people da da da, and I feel that energy is rising up. I have to get out of that. I don't know how to handle it when I have to stay there, if that makes sense. Like if you are somebody at the bank, I had to go to the bank. This lady, her spirit and my spirit did not match at all. And I feel like she was being very sarcastic or whatever. But I needed to be at that bank to drop off the deposits for my job. I can feel the spirit rising up, the evil spirit rising up. I have to be here. So how do I deal with this? I proceed to say, yes, ma'am. Yes, all this type of stuff. The lady never said anything. The lady never said anything back to me, never said no thank you, never said none of that stuff. And I'm just like, I made the decision that I'm not going to go back to that bank. They do have another bank that I could go to, and that's the bank that is closer to my house anyway. So I'm going to go ahead on and do that to prevent me from, I feel like I'm going to act a fool. And I don't want to be that. Like, I don't want to be that. And I'm in a place in my life where it's like, I want God. Like, God is so peaceful. I feel like I'm enjoying my life. I'm not unhappy. I'm enjoying my life. I have a grandbaby. He's so precious. Y'all probably heard him crying in the background. Like, God loves me. God loves me. Like, he allowed me to live to see my grandbaby. And it's so crazy to me because it's like, I could not appreciate my kids because I was in survival mode, right? I'm in survival mode. I have to take care of them. I have to do this. I have to do that. And now it's like with my grandchild, I can enjoy him. I can stop and smell him all day. I can stop and kiss his neck and kiss his arm and his leg and just be so, like, I can wake up in the middle of the night and go check on him. Like, I am so present for him. And it's like, it does make you feel guilty of like, why you couldn't do that with your own kids. But I was postpartum, all of these different things, and just having to work so many hours to try to provide for 2 kids. And, you know, I felt like I was doing what's best for my kids, right? To get them out of poverty and to live better. So I have 2 kids. One of them feel like I wasn't there enough. The other one understands that mama had to work to provide for us. And the other one feel like I just wanted you there. So when she told me that, it did hurt my feelings. I did get mad and all this kind of stuff. And then I had to actually sit in that and realize she just wanted her mama. You know what I'm saying? I was gone a lot. I was working. It was times where I would pick up extra shifts to, like, on my off day, go to work. Like, I didn't want them to struggle for nothing. I didn't want them to feel like, why would you have kids if you couldn't take care of them? You know what I'm saying? That type of, and I was married and all that kind of stuff. So it's like, it doesn't matter. Like, I know in the Bible is, they say you're supposed to be married and stuff like that. But your husband can leave you too. You know what I'm saying? Your husband can leave you with little babies, and they can go and live and start a whole nother family too. So it's like, stop trying to beat up these young parents that is not married and all this kind of stuff. Because married men leave too. Married men cheat, all of that kind of stuff. If you don't find a person that God has put on assignment in your life, you're going to be in the same situation. And even if they decide to stay, if they're not on assignment, they don't get it. They don't understand what it takes to actually be a husband. Or, you can be in a marriage that he just don't respect you. He just don't, because y'all put each other together. God didn't put y'all together. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, it's all about, if the person is on assignment to be a part of your life, everything gonna flow smoothly. I want to talk about relationships. I want to talk about what I learned on my own in my next video, because it's like, all of my family are from the time that I was young. They're still together now, right? So my family has history of being in relationships for a long time. But not one person taught the family, or taught how, they didn't teach us how to, the next generation, on how to stay in a relationship, how to make a relationship work, to actually communicate that this, that. They didn't tell us that. So I feel like it's my duty to have a conversation about how you have to treat each other with respect. And because I feel as though my man is on assignment with me, God has told me that we will never have a baby until we get married. And I'm so afraid because I was married before, right? But it's not fair to him to be waiting for so long. We've been together for 16 years. He's been waiting so long to marry me. So it's not him. I feel like he's the sweetest man in the world. Now, he do have, only thing that I have an issue with is he's not a morning person. So he may wake up and be a little mean for a little while until I have to tell him, okay, you're being mean. You're being, that's an evil spirit. Like, you have to learn how to pray. Maybe you need to pray at night or whatever. But other than that, the man is the sweetest man in the world. So, 80-20. Everybody's not going to be perfect. And what's a red flag to somebody else? It can be something that you're on assignment. And it's not a red flag. It's something that you see as, it's nothing to you. What's hard to them is not hard to you. And then you also have to think about it. If this person has been in your life all of this time and you was a mess, meaning me, you was so broken, you wanted to fight because you was fighting in the first marriage. And I'm not saying that my ex-husband fought me. He was cheating, so I was fighting him, right? So then I come into another relationship and I'm still doing all of the things because I'm thinking that this person is this person. This person went through all of the whole phases of me, even going back, meeting God. It's just a lot that we can talk about. But this video is kind of long, so I'm going to end the video. I hope y'all liked it. Please comment. Let me know what y'all think about the beginning of what I was telling y'all. Tell me what y'all think about, like, who y'all feel in y'all life at this present moment. Who's on assignment? And when somebody's on assignment, why would you treat them bad? You know, why would you, like, treat them like this is God's gift? You know, it's a lot of things. Yeah, like your children, they got, like, all of these things is God has brought us these precious things. Sometimes it does your children be bad and all of that, but at the end of the day, we still love them because God loves us. We give them grace. I'm not perfect. Or like I said, I curse. I do it. Like, don't feel surprised by nothing, but I want to be better. I want to have a personal relationship with God. I want to be in the presence of the Lord at all times. I want to be able to do this all the time. I want to actually, I feel like the space that I'm in my life, I cannot grow. I feel like I am, like, with my job and stuff, I love my job, but I feel like I would rather do this kind of stuff, be on YouTube, or do something that I like to talk. So I want to get used to actually doing interviews and stuff like that and not being scared. So I feel like once I get comfortable with the camera, I think it's going to be good. It's going to be where I won't be so hesitant. And I have to pray on stop worrying about what people think. Because people are going to talk and talk. They're going to always have something negative to say. And people are going to say positive things too. So I have to know that it comes with that. That's why, you know, a lot of times I'm afraid because I always worry about what people say. You know, I'm not the typical, like, oh, I'm going to wear makeup and do all this. I'm not going to do all of that. Like, that's not really realistic. Like, them people don't be going to sleep looking like that. They just put on all of that majority of the time for people, for scared of what people going to say if they come naked. They come bare, I mean. You know, when I say naked, bare, like, I'm not about to try to do all of that because I'm not going to be able to keep that up. Like, that's not who I am. Like, I'm a natural person. Like, I don't want to do all that. So I hope y'all enjoy the video. Like I say, my name is Alexis. Please like, comment, subscribe. Help me to get the motivation to want to do more videos. And we have so much stuff that we can talk about. I feel like I have a lot of knowledge that I want to share. And I just want to tell y'all good night because it is nighttime. For me, it's about, probably about 9 o'clock p.m. And I just want to tell y'all good night. You know, like we said, y'all family, good night. Sleep tight. And I used to tell my niece, my older niece, she's 24 now, I used to say, good night, sleep tight, and don't let the bed bugs bite.